Aleah Kelley, the redshirt senior on the women's soccer team.
That's me.
Bringing it home in the 5th year.
I know, it's crazy.
What do your next few months look like?
Applying to some agencies for the police department. Preferably want to start somewhere where I could have a good foundation, just go in with an open mind, lots to learn. So I think that's what draws me towards that type of environment anyway, just a continuous growth mindset.
Why do you want to be a police officer?
You hear so much about police officers and their role, and sometimes it's not always positive and sometimes it's not always negative. But I think personally I want to find my place and be that bright spot and influence and grow in the community where I can foster relationships that are healthy ones. It's always been in the back of my mind, but I've always pushed it off and I was like, no, I'm gonna teach. So I did education as a major. I was like, is this gonna get me out of bed every day excited? And I felt like I can make more of an impact in law enforcement.
So what about soccer? You want to keep playing?
I do want to keep playing, you know?
In what capacity?
Wherever anybody will take me. I'm just like, you want me? Let's go. Or can I play? Let's play.
How has soccer helped shape who you are?
Oh God, in all aspects of my life. I've grown on so many levels because I've taken parts of everything that I've learned from on the field and try to apply it in the classroom, in my relationships, on the field and off the field. I've always not been the most outgoing leader or talker. Being in this role of being the 5th year, being the grandma, it's forced me to foster different connections of more authentically of who I am.
You were on no sort of social media. Is that correct?
No, okay. So I
thought you were an anomaly in 2019, the only 20-year-old not on social media.
Okay.
What's the story?
Not a fan. Definitely not a fan of here's my life, here's it all the time, here's on social media. But I do delete it during school. So I delete it for the 10 weeks during school, but there's been some nuances because, you know, fam and those types of things play in. Yeah. So I keep some of them, or I don't have the app, but I'll check on the computer. There's so much to talk to people about, even though I'm not a talker, but there's look up, enjoy the scenery. But when people have their hands in their phone, they're scrolling. They're not making connections with the people next to them. That's a big pet peeve of mine.
How are we gonna watch your walk and talk about it?
You know what, my mom, she'll probably send it to me.
Your mom?
Yeah. She'll be like, oh my God. So.
What's your relationship like with your mom?
That's my girl. Yeah, we're like 2 peas in a pod.
Close.
Yeah.
Well, it's October.
It is
National Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And she's a survivor.
She is a survivor.
So how important is this month for you?
It holds a lot of meaning. It brings everything back full circle. It's a good time to celebrate and educate and really embrace those who are either battling or have battled.
What do you remember about her diagnosis and her treatment process?
She smiled at me and she was like, well, we're gonna fight this. And then after that, there really were no tears. It was just I would go with her to appointments, go back to school, pick her up. We'd go back home. The dog, Diego, shout out, he was always there. So we lived pretty close to school, so I would go home during lunch, hang out with her for a little bit, go back to school. Entire senior year of high school. And then during the summer, we found out that she was all clear, all good to go. And it was reassuring because I was coming to school. So I didn't have the burden of having to worry as much. I mean, I still worry. I call her twice and she doesn't answer and I'm like, where are you? And then I check her find friends. And I do keep the find friends out because I'm like, why aren't you answering my call? And she's like, I was at an appointment. And I was like, priorities, Mom, priorities.
What did you learn from her during that time period?
She's a beast. She's so resilient. She always does everything all in with a smile, no matter how she's feeling. She literally talks to everyone she walks by. My sister and I get so irritated because we're like, do you have to talk to everything that has 2 legs, a heartbeat, feelings, anything? She's like, it's just who I am.
I'm assuming she will be at your senior ceremony this Sunday.
Yes,
you guys are being recognized early.
Yes.
How emotional would that be for the two of you?
I've already told her, I was like, if you need a box of Kleenex, figure it out. Because I was like, girl, we can't have all the tears. It's a happy time. It's so bittersweet for all of us. But she's like, I'm gonna be an emotional wreck. And I was like, Mom, it's but there's so many things to be happy about. So I was like, I'll just bring the Kleenex for you and have it in my back pocket or something.
Outside of going on to be a police officer, school, soccer,
Yeah.
what keeps Aleah Kelley busy?
Ooh, the beach.
Okay.
Yoga.
That's why you're staying down here. No
Yes,
wonder.
yeah. Big water girl.
Yoga? What's
Yoga.
your pose?
Ooh, favorite? Dancer.
Can you give us a little dancer?
My hamstrings are a little tight, but you know, post season and all that stuff, maybe I can break out into a little dance for you. But love yoga. I think it's saved a lot of things about like who I was, my career, because it's just keeping it going. A lot of mindfulness in there.
In what sense?
Being aware of the fact of like letting the things go that you just can't control. So not like coming out of that, but just recognizing it, observing it, and letting it go.
When did you start practicing?
My sophomore year. So it's only been probably 3 years. Sometimes when we have like beach recovery, I'll tell the guys like, okay, we're gonna do like a little flow. Some of them love it, others completely like look at me like, are we really doing this? Or like we'll go into like a small meditation and some of them are like, I can't do this. I'm like, you're not even trying. So, I mean, it works for some, it doesn't work for others, so.
Aleah Kelley, the soon-to-be police officer, yogi. Thank you for coming on the Walk and Talk.
Absolutely, thanks for having me.